Greetings everybody, Zed here. Today I am going to bring you something special. We are going to do a Geo 1v1v1 DPS showcase versus the three DPSs that I'm showing on screen here. Ignore Goro. We've got Arataki, Itto, Chiori, and Xilonen. Now this won't be just any showcase. This is going to be a C6R5 showcase of all three characters. We have Arataki Itto at C6R5, we have Chiori at C6R5, we just did her on the last banner, and Xilonen, we have C6R5. The nice thing with these characters is it's actually really easy to do a comparison, a 1v1v1 comparison between the three heroes. Actually very, very easy. They're all defense scalers. They can all use the same artifact set, which we're going to be going over later, and they all have very similar weapons that you can switch between them. We have all three characters pretty much similarly built with similar builds. They're all the same element. This should be very interesting. We actually have this cool new event called Feast of Pursuit. I may do a video on this in the near future when all the enemies are released. They're not currently all released right now. Let me know down below if you'd like to see that. But today we're going to actually fight the gluttonous Mountain King here, which is honestly kind of interesting. We're going to be fighting it on the hardest difficult, which actually these bosses are kind of crazy. They're actually kind of crazy hard, which is really cool. It's kind of, for once, it's actually like a whale challenge. Okay, let's start with the builds. The first build, we're going to go in order of the three characters by when they were released. So we're going to start with Arataki Itto. We have probably here what is his new best build with Xilonen, Fiorina, and Goro. This build only works if Xilonen is C2 because her Geo samplers are always active if you have her at C2. This allows you to have 3 Geo units instead of the normal requirement of a minimum of 2. So you're going to notice we're going to use the same exact team with Chiori. Xilonen will obviously have to be a little different because she's going to be the DPS. So when we get to Xilonen, I'll explain that later. But this is going to be the staple team. Right now, these 3 supports feel like the strongest supports for any Geo DPS that we have, minus Navia, I would say. We are using his R5 Red Horn Stone Thresher, so this is obviously his best in slot. It gives him a ton of crit damage, gives him a ton of defense, and we are using the 4-piece Husk, his best in slot. As you're going to see when I cover Chiori and I cover Xilonen, we're going to move this exact set of 5 artifacts between the 3 characters, and this does work perfectly for all 3. It's kind of, sort of, all 3 of their best in slots. We'll kind of cover that a little bit more when we get to Chiori and Xilonen. All right, and then we have, of course, Itto at C6. Nothing to scoff at here. There isn't really too much to talk about with Itto's constellations. His C1 helps him get more stacks of superlative strength. This lets him, when he's in his burst, do charge attacks for a longer period of time. His C2 helps him restore energy for his burst. The more Geo characters you have in your party, he ends up getting more energy back to help funnel his burst for the next rotation. His C4 helps boost the party a little bit. Nothing crazy, kind of a weak constellation for Itto. Good if you have Chiori on his team because he does help boost Chiori, so that's actually kind of fantastic. But we're not using Chiori here, so it doesn't really matter too much here. And then, of course, his C6, which gives him a huge crit damage boost and also makes it so that his superlative stacks have a 50-50 chance of not disappearing when he uses a charge attack in his burst, which is crazy. He can go on for a really long time sometimes. This constellation makes him a little bit of an RNG king as far as how much damage he can dish out. Sometimes you lose the 50-50 a lot and he like fizzles out fairly quickly. Sometimes he can go on forever and ever, which is actually crazy. Talents, we have Triple Crown. So this is going to give Itto a little bit of a boost. We don't have Chiori and Xilonen Triple Crown just yet, but they are very close. But just keep that in mind. He is Triple Crown. This may play into his performance a little bit. All right, and then as far as the support characters go, we're not going to get into it too much. I would like to mention that Fiorina is C6R5. That is a huge boost here. Xilonen also C6R5. We're using her signature for support, Peak Patrol Song, and then Goro obviously also C6, and we're using Favonius Warbow on him. All right, so here we go. Like I said, we're going to be doing the hardest difficulty, Steadfast difficulty. These bosses are crazy. I believe this Gluttonous Mountain King boss has 10 million HP, which is kind of crazy. It's nice that they gave us like an actual whale showcase area that has like really insane enemies. I wish this was permanent because I feel like whales need a playground like this. Doesn't need rewards or anything, just something where it's like, give us a hard version of every single boss. And it doesn't even have to be for whales too. Other people can test their characters on these enemies too. If you have full C0 teams, you can see how well your characters do in these domains. And the nice thing is you start with full energy. When you start the domain, you know, you always have full energy, right? All right, let's see what we can do with Itto. We're gonna make sure we do Goro last, right? We want to crystallize Hydro with Xilonen, and then we go with Goro here into Noblesse. Boom. 300k Ushi there, very, very nice. We're doing about 200k swings. Okay, we didn't get a lot of superlative stacks there. That was a pretty weak showing as far as superlative stacks go. We're gonna keep pushing until the Geo Infusion runs off. All right, Furina, we did about half damage there, which is actually pretty nice. Okay, Furina's burst is back up. We're gonna go another round, see what we can do.
Press the advantage.
We've got Itto's burst back up. This is beautiful. Would have been nice if we had it back up before we did his skill, but this is okay. He only has like 105 energy recharge, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, a much better showing there. We can Ushi again. Let's see if we can get some stacks off. Really, really close to having 2 rotations there. Actually, kind of crazy. We got really, really close. Furina's burst is back up. Okay, let's do this. One more rotation just to finish him off, basically. Yeah, we're having a little bit of issues with Itto's energy recharge. 105 is probably not quite enough, but I mean, we're powering through. We're powering through. Pretty good showing, I think. 1 minute and 18 seconds, not bad. Again, Itto is triple crown, so that's something to take into account. Let's try one more run. Let's see if, maybe we'll do 3 runs with each character and see how they do. Well, maybe we could like take the best run and see like how it works out.
Letting play teams echo. Press the advantage. It's showtime.
Okay, again, that was only 208. It was a little bit lower on the Ushi there, but the swings are doing pretty good. Okay, beautiful. Can we get another Ushi in? That would be great. Okay, infusion's over.
Strike a pose.
Okay, Furina's buff is back up. Let's do Xilonen here again. Goro's burst is back. Okay, Itto's burst is back up. This is great. We're actually having a really good showing here. Was that 350k on Ushi? Holy smokes. Okay, superlative stacks disappeared pretty quickly, and this is also pretty annoying how he... 350k Ushi, but holy shit. Yeah, this is pretty indicative of how this is gonna go, I think.
Bring it.
So annoying. Goro, get your burst, please. Oh, come on, Goro. Okay, so fairly decent, fairly decent. Let's try one more run, see what we can do, and then we'll call it good there. I think 3 runs with each character feels fair. We're giving each character a good shot at doing a good amount of damage.
Let the world collide. Hear the echo.
We should probably burst with Xilonen there first, to be honest, but it's okay. 314, that's crazy. 314 Ushi, 181k on the swings. I try to get like one more Ushi in and then like go another round until the infusion wears off. Yeah, pretty decent there.
Charge!
Okay, let's do Furina here again. Goro getting his burst. Itto, oh, he's so close, man. So close. If I had just a little bit more energy recharge, we'd be doing a little bit better. Even just 110 instead of 105, which is what I'm doing. Yeah, it's pretty consistent, guys. It's pretty consistent. We get him to about almost 2 full rotations. It's not quite there, but we're close. It's really close to being 2 full rotations. For 10 million HP, that's pretty crazy. Okay, guys, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna swap to Chiori. We're gonna do the same exact team. This is obviously her best in slot team in my opinion as well. All right, so Chiori here, you're gonna notice something very similar. We equipped the same exact artifacts on her that we took from Itto. She has the same exact crit rate and crit damage ratio, which is kind of insane. It's great for testing because it's basically exactly the same. We even have the same energy recharge, 105 energy recharge. The defense also 2363, a little bit lower on the defense, but as far as crit goes, same exact stats, which is kind of crazy. We're also running her R5 weapon, Uraku Misugiri. You'll notice the crit damage on the weapon is exactly the same. So that kind of helps too, because it helps us get the same exact crit and crit damage ratio. Makes a good 1-for-1 comparison. The other thing I want to mention too is Itto and Chiori both are crit rate scalers. So that makes it also easy to compare the two of them. They both ascend with the same stat crit rate. Like I said, same exact artifact set. We're using the 4-piece husk, same exact pieces, no difference there. And then we have C6 as well on Chiori. So Chiori's constellations are pretty interesting. We have her C1, which basically makes the range of the doll she creates. She creates Tomotos when she uses her skill. The range increases by 50%, and also she's allowed to have 2 Tomotos on the field, even if there isn't another Geo construct, which is great here because we're using Xilonen and Goro. There are no other Geo constructs on the team. Her C2 is interesting as well. This gives her, if you use her burst first before you skill, you get another doll. You get like a 3rd doll that does extra Geo damage. So we're just pumping out more damage with her skill. Her C4 gives you a 4th doll if you don't swap into another character. So if you use Chiori as an on-field DPS like we're doing today, she basically gets what's called her tailor-made status, where she Geo infuses for herself. And if you use this, she gets a 4th doll, which is kind of crazy. And then her C6, which is basically her DPS constellation. This basically increases her DPS when she's in that tailor-made status, doing Geo-infused damage with her normal attacks. It just buffs them like crazy. They buff them equal to 235% of her own defense, which we're stacking tons of defense. So this is actually, she becomes a beast. She's honestly been one of my new favorite characters since I C6'd her. I'm like using her all the time because she's so easy to use and she does so much damage. It's actually kind of crazy. Her talents, I only have her at 999. So unlike Itto, she is not triple crowned. So keep this in mind. If she does better than Itto here, if she does worse than Itto here, if she does about the same, keep in mind that we haven't triple crowned her yet. So that is going to be a big factor. 3 crowns is a huge investment, which can actually increase damage quite a bit. Okay. Let's check it out. Okay, and again, we're gonna be doing the same exact team, same exact difficulty, steadfast difficulty against the Gluttonous Mountain King. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna use our skill and our burst with Furina. Let's burst with Xilonen here too, just to get the stacks up for Furina. We burst with Goro, and then we do our burst first with Chiori, and we skill 251 on the burst. And then we're doing about 140, 150k on the slashes. Pretty good, pretty good. We're gonna E again and do a few more slashes once the infusion wears off. Bro, he's below half health. He's below half health. That's actually kind of crazy.
Bring it. Let the world collide. Everyone on me.
Okay, we have our burst back up. We can do it again. A little bit weaker this time. 88k, that seems a little surprising there. Why is that so low? Kind of the same, though. Kind of the same. I mean, honestly, kind of the same. I thought my Furina stacks were maxed out. Oh, we lost Goro. We lost Goro somehow. Okay, maybe that's what did it. If Goro died, I'm assuming anything he did disappeared? Okay, so let's try that one more time. Did I lose Goro? How did I lose Goro? Okay, let's try again.
Hear the echoes of the valley.
Rally!
Delicate as silk.
Okay, Goro's still alive. 200k there. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. 100. You know, I was seeing 130, 140k slashes. Let's E again. Get more infusion. Okay. All the buffs have worn off now. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's not lose Goro this time. Okay, we have everyone's burst. Good, 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 good. Goro also heals, so that's good to take in mind as well. But we should do this first. Oh yeah, that's much better. Much better. Okay, yeah, Goro dying really screwed us up there. Bro, we got him down in 2 rotations. 2 rotations with Chiori. 51 seconds. Wow. And that's 999 Chiori versus Triple Crowned Itto. Wow. Okay. All right. Insane. Actually kind of insane. Let's try one more time. Let's do a 3rd time just for kicks here. Promised I'd do 3 times for every hero. Let's make that happen.
Time to shine. Letting brave names echo.
Everyone on me!
Let's make sure we burst with Chiori first. I always forgot to do that last time. 200k and then about 133k slashes. One thing to keep in mind too is Xilonen's, I believe it's her C4. It gives the first 6 attacks. Whoa, she isn't even attacking him. What is she doing? Where is she attacking? Bro, what are you doing, Chiori? Okay, she's got her burst.
Press the advantage!
Does Chiori have her burst up? No? Okay, darn it. Okay, we're doing the same exact thing where the ER is a little bit low. I mean, we have triple Geo, so it should feel pretty darn good, but... Bro, she crushes. Dude, she demolishes. Damn, 54 seconds that time. Okay, Chiori, an absolute beast. A little bit stronger than Itto, I would say. Wow, okay, all right. Girl, she's so good. She's so pretty too. I love her. Dude, she's like one of my new favorite characters. She's so fucking sick. Like, I'm starting to love everything about her. Okay, let's now try C6 Xilonen as a DPS. This is what I believe to be her best DPS team. Kind of very similar. We're using Goro, of course, and Furina, just like we were with Itto and Chiori. The main differences here is that we don't have Xilonen as a support to support Xilonen. Could you imagine if we could duplicate our queen and have her be her own support? She'd be absolutely cracked, but unfortunately, that's Xilonen's probably biggest weakness is she can't use herself as a support. Womp womp. So in this case, we're going to use Yunjin. Yunjin is a normal attack damage support, so they're going to help Xilonen boost her normal attack damage. She also increases her attack speed, which is crazy. The other option we could use here is Kachina, and we could use the Cinder City artifact set 4-piece to help boost support as well. We may try that on the 3rd run and see if we can get a little bit more damage from that, but I'm kind of vibing with Yunjin here. I want to try Yunjin and see how she works. While we're talking about the supports, I might as well throw this in here. Yunjin is C6. We are using her Favonius Lance just to funnel more energy. And she is also running 4-piece husk, basically just to boost her defense as much as possible. There are some other builds you could use on Yunjin, but I actually have some really good defense scaling husk piece. I kind of want to show them off. We have a 24% defense flower. We have a 27% defense feather. I mean, these are crazy pieces with a little bit of energy recharge on it and crit damage to boost damage. We have an off piece with 20% ER with defense as the main stat. We have an on piece with defense as the main stat, obviously, with energy recharge 20%, kind of crazy, and a defense percent circlet with 22% ER. This, I wish there was an Akasha Yunjin leaderboard, because I really think my Yunjin would be one of like top 10. I literally think she would be top 10. She's actually kind of cracked. Okay, but enough about Yunjin. Let's get to Xilonen. Xilonen here, you're going to look at the stats. You're going to notice something with the crit stats. Her crit damage is exactly the same, but her crit rate actually goes down to 80.8, even with the same artifacts, even with the same weapon. This is because Xilonen's Ascension stat is not crit rate, it's actually defense percent. She gets defense percent because she's really a support character based on defense, so she doesn't normally do DPS. She only really unlocks her DPS at C6, so they made her main Ascension stat. Defense percent totally makes sense, but we're not going to have a perfect 100% crit rate here. Her defense is at 2,700, so she does have more defense than Itto and Chiori had. This is because, like I said, she scales off defense when she ascends. And for her weapon, we're using Chiori's Uraku Misugiri. This is her best DPS weapon by far. It gives crit damage as the main stat, and then it also boosts normal attack damage. It does boost elemental skill damage, but that's not really relevant here. Artifacts, same exact set. Now, we could talk a little bit about Codex, Obsidian Codex. Obsidian Codex might actually be her best in slot here. She does get 40% crit rate from Obsidian Codex, which is actually huge. It equates to 80 CV worth of crit just based on the 4-piece bonus. We don't have a good defense percent scaling Obsidian Codex set, unfortunately. That's going to be a big priority for me in the next few months. I'm going to try to farm some more Codex, boost my Kanich with any attack scaling pieces, boost my Mualani with any HP scaling pieces, and then look for some defense percent scaling pieces for my Queen Xilonen here. Hopefully we can figure that out soon, but this is still a really good second set. I don't think Obsidian Codex is that much better than this set. It's definitely probably best in slot, but this set is really well built as well. These artifacts for Husk are really, really strong for her. We shouldn't see too much of a fall off from that, but do keep that in mind. Constellation C6. Now, Xilonen's constellations are mainly more about her support role. It's only really when you get to her C6 does it matter for her DPS role. When you use her skill, she basically just gets a ton of extra damage based on her defense. So that's a lot of words here. I'm not going to go into it in detail, but that's basically kind of how it works. She gets this buff for about 5 seconds after using her skill. Talents, we don't have her triple crowned. I wish I had her normal at 10, but I don't. We have her at 9, 10, 9. Which after our constellations goes to 9, 13, 12. But this is still really, really strong. It's going to be kind of comparable more to Chiori because we have level 9 normal attacks just like Chiori did. Let's see how she does. Like I did before, we're going to be doing 3 runs with her, and we're going to see how she does. Same exact enemy, same exact difficulty, steadfast difficulty. Let's go. All right, we're gonna start off with Furina here, just like we did before. We'll move into Yunjin, we'll do her skill and her burst. We'll do Goro's burst, and then we might as well burst with Xilonen, it's kind of fine, whatever. Oh, 220 to about 250% attack, that's actually crazy. Pretty good damage, I'd say. Pretty good, pretty good. We almost got to half with her. We almost got to half, not quite. All right, let's see what we can do here. See if we can do some more. Goro, do you have your burst? Goro, where's your burst, bro? Oh, man, Goro. Yujin's buff falls off pretty fast, so that's actually kind of tragic that we didn't get it there. With 3 Geo characters, we should be getting it, but no, we did not get it. Okay, that's kind of tragic, actually. Okay, let's do this again. Bro, move out of my way. Okay. Everyone has their burst again. Let's do it one more time.
Strike is one.
Everyone on me!
We should probably burst with Xilonen just to make sure we're healing for Furina. But Furina, no, we don't need that. We don't need that actually, guys. With C6, you don't need to burst with Xilonen to heal. You don't need it. I forgot about that. Okay, we almost did it in 3 rotations. I think if we clean that up, we might be able to do it in 3 rotations. Actually pretty clean, but 3 rotations, she's definitely not as strong as Chiori and Itto in that regard, at least based on that run. She's definitely not quite as strong.
Strike a pose. Let the world collide. Break a leg and leap.
Let's try it one more time. Yeah, we don't need to burst with Xilonen, so let's not do that. She gets the infusion for the extra damage bonus for about 5 seconds, but she can keep attacking normally. Let's hope we actually get Goro's burst up this time. Dude, Goro's burst is kind of killing me right now. Why is it struggling so much?
Let my name echo in song. Observe. Strike is one.
Press the advantage!
Come on, my queen, go! Oh, come on, are you kidding me? But bro, over 200k per attack is pretty crazy, honestly. It's honestly pretty crazy.
Strike a pose.
Pull in.
Let's try to collect the particles with Goro this time around. Fiorina doesn't have her burst either. Oh my god, she's so close.
Your grand finale.
Goro, you're crushing me, Goro. You're killing me. Well, how would Triple Geo? I have so much energy recharge on him. It actually seems kind of insane. Okay. So yeah, I mean it's good. It's good. It's definitely weaker though. Like let's face facts here. It's definitely weaker. Yeah, 3 rotations and we get pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. Let's try it with Kachina and let's see if we can do it with Kachina and see if Kachina actually makes it a little bit better or not. Okay, so with Kachina here, we're using the 4-piece Cinder set. We just need to make sure we do a crystallizer reaction. That's the only thing with Kachina that we need to make sure happens. So we'll burst with Kachina after Fiorina to make sure that she gets a crystallize. That will inactivate the Cinder City set. So we'll give that a shot. And we'll do a full run this time to make sure we get like a time as well. Because we kind of ended the first ones a little bit early. Yeah, let's burst with Kachina. We get a crystallize. Let's do an E with Goro just to help his energy later, because we'll get some particles there. Yeah, it's about the same. Feels kind of the same. I mean, fairly equivalent, I'd say for sure.
Shower me with praise.
Okay, let's funnel some energy to Goro here.
Here goes. Time to shine.
Okay, we don't need to do... Yeah, that's fine. That'll be fine. We don't need to do like a full thing with Kachina. As long as she hits a Geo attack and crystallizes, we're basically Gucci, right? Okay, Fiorina's almost up. Goro, dude, this is the annoying part when he spins, man.
Pull in.
Crushing me.
Let my name echo in song, kid.
Same thing. Goro, get your burst, please. There it is. Xilonen, pop off. Yeah, 200k. It's pretty much what to expect from her with no buffs from the stage. I mean, like if we're in the Abyss, we're going to get buffs. We're going to do more damage, that kind of thing. But not this time around. Not this time around. Let's funnel to Goro here a little bit. Man, I need to get my Goro's energy recharge up. I didn't realize how bad it was.
Let the world collide. Drilling down.
Okay. We're good there. Yeah. Like 3 1/4 rotation kind of gets it. A minute 40. Now, the minute 40 does break the challenge objective. You're supposed to do it in 150 seconds, which is, what, 2 minutes and 30 seconds? 2.5 minutes? So we get under the objective, but it is definitely significantly weaker than Chiori and Itto both. Still, pretty good run. For a support character who is just masquerading as a DPS character with C6, that's honestly pretty cracked in my opinion. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. That was my 1v1 comparison versus Itto, Chiori, and Xilonen. These are obviously whale characters, so this is not what you would expect from a full C0 team. These are whaled out insane characters, but I'm glad I get to whale to kind of showcase the power of these characters. If you want to see more videos like this where I just kind of compare characters versus each other, let me know down below. You can let me know what characters you'd like to see me compare in the future. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.